Jurors in the Karen Reed retrial are hearing from a man who was near the alleged crime scene right around the time Reed says she dropped John O'Keefe off at a party. Reed's accused of hitting her Boston police officer boyfriend with her SUV outside that house party. The defense says she dropped him off around midnight and went home. Now Ryan Nagel is describing what he saw that night after going to the house to pick up his sister shortly after that. Let's bring in ABC's Ike Ejiochi and former federal prosecutor Neama Rahmani for more on what's happening today. Ike, what are you listening for from Ryan Nagel?
Yeah, so this is one of the prosecution's witnesses who is essentially putting Ryan Nagel at the time of the incident where O'Keefe's body was found just hours prior. He said that he got a call from his sister after a night of drinking at C.F. McCarthy's, which is a bar in the area. And his sister was asking to be picked up from Brian Albert's home, which is the residence where O'Keefe's body was found. He said he got there, and as his way to 34 Fairview Avenue, he said he saw a black SUV resembling Karen Reed's. Now, he said he was outside that residence for about a couple minutes. His sister came on by. He declined an invitation to go into Albert's house, and he said he drove off. But as he was driving off, he testified that he saw a white woman in that SUV with her hands at 10 and 2 as he was driving off from declining that invitation from his sister.
Neama, how crucial is the timing of all of this here and what Nagel's testifying to?
Diana, Ike talked about it, but really here's a Canton resident who testified that he was at the scene and he didn't see John O'Keefe enter the home. So that's important. That's part of the prosecution's case. The defense, of course, is arguing that O'Keefe was in the home. He was beaten there. He was thrown outside and killed. So it's just a short window, but a snapshot, but an important one for the Commonwealth's case here to say that O'Keefe never entered the home and he was actually struck outside of the home by Karen Reed's SUV.
Neama, he also is clearly not saying that he saw John O'Keefe's body in the snow. So could this prosecution witness actually help the defense in that sense?
Potentially, yes. Again, we're talking about a short period of time. The prosecution in this second case, the retrial, is really focused on Karen Reed's own words. That's why we spent so much time last week with Jennifer McCabe. She was a star witness. She talked about the admissions that Reed made, that I hit him, the Google search. And that's why the defense spent so much time trying to discredit McCabe. And we also heard from another witness today, Hannah Knowles, a forensic scientist, that talked about Karen Reed's blood alcohol content. In the hours after O'Keefe's body was found, it was a 0.09, which was still over the limit. And she extrapolated back to say that at the time that he was hit, she was probably somewhere between a 0.14 and a 0.28, which is very high.
And Neama, how reliable is that when you have a blood alcohol level taken hours later? Do those tend to hold up when the scientists then say, well, based on what it was hours later, it must have been somewhere in this ballpark when the incident happened?
It's not that reliable for this reason. They're assuming, and this is something that the defense got out during cross-examination, that Karen Reed stopped drinking somewhere around 12:45 a.m. If she did continue drinking, that would be a problem. Now, from the defense's perspective, Karen Reed made a lot of admissions to drinking doubles, 6, 7, 8, 9 drinks during the different docuseries that were following her during the first trial. So pretty clear that she was under the influence at the time she was driving that vehicle.
All right, Ike Ejiochi, Neama Rahmani, thank you both.